Hey, chosen ones, how you doing? My name is Kofi Baraka, and right now you're in Kofi Baraka's world. Another installment, a beautiful week. Thank you for showing up. This is season 2, episode number 13, lucky 13, and this episode is entitled "Chosen Ones Trust God, Not Man." So, of course, we're going to close our eyes and open up our ears and give praises to the High One. God's first, as always. God, thank you for this time. Thank you for the many blessings, numerous blessings you have given us throughout our life, not only today. Thank you for every step, every breath, every blink of an eye, every hair growth, all the clothes, all the shoes, our parents, good spirituality, etc., etc. Thank you for the relationship we have with you, God, and thank you for just your grace. Amen. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Thank you, God. All right. So, of course, you can subscribe, download. You can click the notification bell. What else you can do? You can comment, and you can, subscribe to the channel. So today we're talking about trusting God, not man, especially during this season. We're so close in the holidays in terms of Christmas and all that jazz. Oh, let me give you, I guess, some type of inference. If you hear my kids, they just, one's napping and the other one's like playing. So if you hear them, there's nothing going crazy. They got their toys and their games and stuff, so they chilling. All right. So point number 1. Man blessings don't last. Now, they're kind of short term. Sometimes man blessings is like fast money from the streets when you used to sell drugs or do something illegal. Comes in quickly, but leaves even quicker. It never fulfills you. It doesn't satisfy you. It's not fulfilling to a certain degree. You might fake the funk, but you know when something is authentic and something's real. And then naturally, if you go with man, it's hard for me to take a gift from man or to sometimes take advice because, man is always thinking about him or herself. They're not selfless, like God is selfless. So it's like with man, it might be like a hidden agenda in terms of like, ooh, man. It's just like some type of hidden agenda, like I said, and want something in return. And also, too, because of man, you have empty promises, promises not kept or unkept promises. At least when God stops something from going into your life or he prevents something from happening in your life, it's for the bigger cause. It's for a bigger reason. You know what I mean? It's for your well-being and the best of your welfare. But when men do that, man, it's like sometimes he or she just don't give a fuck, and they don't give a fuck about you, and they just like kind of have you go around the Mayberry bush or the mulberry bush, excuse me. It's an empty void, especially with man, and no purpose. So now we're going to go to point 2, which is God blessings. And God blessings is never late. It's always on time. Sometimes it might be early. Sometimes God push a rush to make it more expedient in terms of what's going on. Sometimes it does last a lifetime. A lot of times it does last a lifetime. If you're humble and you appreciate the gift, then God's going to make sure it has longevity. And the gift doesn't hurt the world. It normally adds to the world. And it's definitely, like I said earlier, it's definitely more satisfying. You know what I mean? So now, basically, you have to make the decision. And this is the hardest thing in the world. It's like, do I go with man or do I go with God? And your life will reflect on the decision you make. So I can't judge, I don't know your life. So I can't say yay or nay. I know I personally, I'm going with God, you know what I mean? And that's all I can say. I can only give examples of my life, why I would do something like that, you know what I mean? In terms of selecting God, you know what I mean? But naturally, I'm selecting God. We have to take this time, chosen ones, to really focus on God. And it's so hard because the world has so many distractions. And it's up to us to do our fasting. It's up to us to stay woke. It's up to us and God in terms of that relationship of a chosen one to, sometimes be the loner, sometimes to be the independent one, to be the visionary. But sometimes we just want to just chill ourselves. Sometimes we don't want to be the de facto leader. Sometimes we don't want to be followers, but sometimes we just want to be. And a lot of times we can't be because once we're being ourselves, people don't understand. They don't want to understand, or it's too complex for them to understand or comprehend. And man would chew you up, spit you to the side, and God would never do nothing like that. Not even to a Judas. You know what I mean? Like God is so great. He still has given and gave grace to people that are far worse nemesis in your life or enemies of God than you can ever imagine. He even had grace with the devil. You know what I mean? So it's just like God is that powerful. And I thank God. I know God. I thank God. Chosen ones, we have a relationship with God. This one's going to be strictly about God. I'm not playing. Like, this one's about God. Because, like, the last week or two, I really felt his or her grace. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to speak from the heart. You know what I mean? All right. So, this is the end of episode 13, season 2. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. I want y'all to have a productive week. This is a short one. This is just one just to throw in. You know what I mean? But of course, I love you, YouTube family. My woke ones. I finally got the name. My woke ones. You know what I mean? So I love you guys. Have a blessed and wonderful week. You know what I mean? Peace and power. Stay safe this holiday. This is like the first week of December, so stay, really safe. Keep your eyes open. You know what I mean? Know what's going on. And just have a good discernment in terms of how people are, because it's a crazy time in terms of vessels and spirits entering vessels and aliens entering vessels, and et cetera, et cetera. So really try to not eat a lot of junk food. Get your last grounding in. Technically, grounding season is kind of over, but if you're in a nice area, still try to get your grounding in. Get your water intake in. Exercise, definitely. You got to get that in. Spiritual checks and balances, get that in. And treat others like you want to be treated, especially during this time, this holiday season, because Karma is a bitch and she don't play, and she has a memory like an elephant. So you best to watch out. All right. That's my Don Cheeto. But no, man, you gotta just really just be happy, man. It's a good time to be alive. Anytime is a good time to be alive. And stay positive, and that's a job within itself. Trying to be positive. You're not even trying to be positive, being positive. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's no joke too. So yeah, let's do that. Stay woke and always smoke. And always remember, we're number one. Our God is number one. And the journey is not done. Not yet, motherfucker. We still got some time. You know what I mean? And of course, as a humble servant of God, I want to thank you guys for watching. I don't care. I used to do comedy. People think it's a numbers thing. Nah, man. You could have one person in the crowd. You could have 2 million. I'm still going to give you the same performance. I'm still going to give you everything I have. I'm not going to fake the funk. I'm not going to fake no views. All the views are real. I'm not cash apping, at least not yet. You know what I mean? I want to build a relationship. You know what I mean? I might never cash app. Who knows? Who knows what God might bless me with? You know what I mean? But I am going to do the show. I am going to give you the truth, and I am going to be as consistent as possible. You know what I mean? You know, I welcome you to my humble abode. You know what I mean? Every week as equals, and you know, however it helps your life and shapes your life, that's all that matters to me. Like I said, I'm one of God's warriors. I'm here to spread truth and righteousness as much as possible. I say it, the last 2 episodes, I'm not perfect and I'm not trying to be. You know, I don't want to be. I'm just me, Kofi Baraka. And I just want to thank you again for watching. Asante Sana. And see you next week. Have a good one.